and thank you for joining me. In today's video, I am going to make a spear of spheres. Now, if you watched my video, Don't Waste Resin, Plan Ahead, you know that I was actually using the extra resin to pour these little spheres, and I said it was for a future project. Well, this is the project I was talking about. Now, what I want to do, this is a 3.3 inch or 7.1 ounce sphere. Let me move these out of the way. And as you can see, I have a bunch of smaller spheres here. I call them small, medium, and large. And I tried real hard to make sure that you can see through these. I wanted them somewhat translucent. And what I want to do is I want to start by adding the small ones to the bottom, and then the medium, and then the large, which once the sphere is done, the small will be at the top, the medium in the middle, and the large at the bottom. Originally, I actually wanted to try to make a striped sphere, but when I put these in here, it's really obvious that in order to do that, I will have to make just a bunch of smaller spheres. And I hope to still do that in the near future. Something else, if you will notice, is that these spheres just still have like the little nub from where it cured and sort of shrank, but that's okay. I'm going to leave those, hoping that either they don't show up, or if they do, they'll just look like little tiny spheres in there. Ideally, what I hope to do is to make a sphere that can be displayed on a lighted base. We'll see. I thought about adding some glitter, but I think for this one, I'm going to just keep the glitter out and see how well it works with just the translucent spheres. So let me go ahead and get some resin mixed up. And I do believe I'll be able to pour the whole thing because of displacement. I shouldn't have to worry about it doing a flash cure, simply because I'm going to have all of these spheres inside. So let me get the resin mixed up, and then we will be back to start the project. I have the resin mixed up. Before I start the pouring and the layering, I want to give like a gigantic shout out to the viewer, and I don't have permission to use the name, but you'll know who you are. I want to thank you for suggesting the isopropyl alcohol for bubble remover. It's amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All right, let's get on to the pour. What I want to do first is I just want to pour a little bit in the bottom. And then I want to slowly try to roll these spheres down the side. I don't want to introduce any bubbles if at all possible. And I have, I think, 6 of the small ones. Maybe 7. All right, I am going to try to arrange those a little bit in here. And I'm just using the dotting tool to do that. And I'll try to give you a peek. See, and ideally, I hope to not have the same colors touching each other, even though these are different colors. I do have 2 shades of blue. So let me see if I can first pop that bubble. And let me see if I can give you a peek, see down here, and then get the camera straight again. So right now, that's what it looks like. And now I am going to start slowly. First of all, getting you straightened up there. I'm going to pour some down the stick before I add any more. And that's when I'm going to add the medium. Go ahead and stop there. And I may actually want to try to roll these down the stick because, again, I don't, if possible, I don't want to introduce any bubbles. It's 2, 3, 4. Looks like I have 7 of these as well. I'm just going to get them down in there and then I will try to arrange them. Let me stop there and see. I may have too many in there. Okay, so yeah, I do have 2 pink by each other. I don't want that. Let me squish that one back down. Let's see if I can scoot the red over here. And I'll show you down in here once I'm done with these. And I am noticing that the little ones are trying to float up, which surprises me because it is all resin. And I think I have room for the yellow. Well, let's see here. Okay, let me go ahead and give you another peek see in there after I get the sticky off my hands. And that's what we have so far. Just straight again, put some more resin in. And stop there. And let's see, let's put the blue over here. That one over there. And the pink one here. And that looks like that's all that's going to fit in there. I'm going to give it a few thumpity thumps in case there's any bubbles. I'm going to let you peek in there again, and then I'm going to top it off. That's a lot of spheres. And I'm just going to let me make sure I do not want, let me push that down a little bit. I actually want to just fill it to about right here. Just at the top of that rim, but I want to make sure also that my spheres are all covered. I may have to fill a little bit more. Let's see here. They all appear to be covered. All right, well, so far, that's the sphere of spheres. And like usual, we have to wait 24 hours for the unmolding. So I will see you then, and hopefully we'll be able to see through it and make it be able to get a lighted base for it. I see a couple of bubbles, but I can, thank goodness to my viewer, give it a little spray and it takes those bubbles away. So I will see you in 24 hours. So it has been 24 hours and it's time to do the unmolding. Before I do that, I did notice that if you look down in here, there are some bubbles in there. Hopefully that will look okay in there because it is all round spheres and those can be considered teeny tiny spheres. We'll see how it goes. So let's go ahead and see about getting this off. Oh, also I wanted to tell you that this did sort of shrink down, so I poured a little bit more on top. So let's see if we can't get this thing unmolded. There, she's loosening up. Get it unmolded and see what we have. I say we will get it unmolded. Here she comes. I don't want it to roll away on me though either. All right. So that is our sphere of spheres. And yeah, you can see the little nubbies, but I'm going to consider those just tiny spheres. Let me get my flashlight. I did order a lighted base. Unfortunately, it's not here yet. So let me grab the handy dandy flashlight and let me see if I can turn this light off, and maybe we'll get a better idea of what it's going to look like. Actually, that is pretty darn cool. Yeah, there are a lot of little micro bubbles in there, but I don't think it takes away from it at all. Yeah, I think that's really cool. So let me put that down, get this light back on, and turn the flashlight off. So what do you think? Should I have made the spheres a little bit more translucent? Yeah, I do have one in here that you can't even see. It's so translucent. It's right here. So maybe that was the right amount. I look forward to getting the lighted base to see what that looks like on there. So let me know what you think. Put your comments below. Also, in my next video, if you did watch my video suspending objects in resin, where I made the snow globe, even though I was able to successfully suspend the items, I really wasn't happy with the overall design. So in my next video, I am going to attempt that again. Suspending items in resin. It's going to be Snow Globe Take 2. So I hope you can join me for that. I will put a link in the description box below for the first suspending objects in resin if you haven't watched that. I want to thank you for joining me. Please consider hitting the like, subscribe, and share buttons. That really does help my channel. And I look forward to seeing you next time when we redesign that snow globe. Thank you.